What's happening, folks? Riddle me this. Which groundbreaking event dedicated to the latest in humanoids robotics just wrapped up in Silicon Valley? Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. If you've answered the Humanoid Summit 2024, then grab yourself a cookie because you are correct. As always, we got our eyes on the prize, so get ready for the juiciest highlights of this year's Humanoid Summit. Let's get it. While the entire event was centered around humanoid robots, we couldn't help but notice the presence of a six-legged robot dog, the Unitary Go 2. Throughout both days of the event, Go 2 made a whole lot of friends with its fellow robotic companions. It also greeted guests and offered them flyers for a home robot giveaway from Tobor Life Project. A pretty clever marketing strategy, ain't it? But the undisputed stars of the show were the humanoid robots from 1X Technologies. The company recently unveiled its two-legged robot, Neo. We didn't get to see it in action, but we did get a hold of the CEO of 1X Technologies and asked him about their robot's capabilities. Please tell us, how have recent advancements in generative AI influenced your developments?
But of course, the advances that has been in the field of AI the last few years has been very, very impactful for being able to move this from the lab and into people's lives.
And how do you collaborate with OpenAI?
We partner with OpenAI on collaborating on some of the bigger models that run in the backend. Nothing too specific I can disclose yet, but there's work going on there. And then we, of course, for most of it, we do our own models because embodied AI there's a lot of similarities and overlap, but it is not the same as a VLM. A VLM is not necessarily the right architecture for a robot.
Can you please tell us if your robots can walk on two legs?
Oh yeah, the robot walks fine. Like not this one. All of our robots are busy gathering data. They are walking around. Because at this point, we're very, very limited in the amount of robots we have, and we're scaling manufacturing, and all of our robots are busy doing things. So this one is a non-functional one.
And what are your walking robots currently working on?
They do everything they will do in the home to make sure we test, to make sure we gather data. So like laundry, folding, cleaning, tidying, companionship in general, talking to you.
What do you think? Why do people need robots like this?
So, I can answer from my personal point of view because I have one at home. It's a very sticky product. It's very hard to go back because when you have a robot that can like tidies everything for you, it does the laundry, it's generally entertaining, it's able to do things for you when you're not there. It's just generally very useful, right? It enables you to get more time back into your day. I can just put on my headset and I can feed the cat, or I can receive a package at the door. I can be present wherever, right?
Are the robots operated with a remote control?
So it's a mix. Like now in the beginning, a lot of what we're doing is teleoperation remote control because the AI is not there yet. That's what we're working on, right? It's a catch-22. You need to gather the data on all of these tasks to be able to. It's a mix of AI and teleoperation, kind of like how you would see in the early days of autonomous cars. The car drives by itself, but sometimes there's interventions to correct the car when it does something wrong. This works very similarly. And that's how we bootstrap our way into having the data to make it fully autonomous.
And what is the most difficult task for your robot?
So I think generally the most challenging is probably folding clothes. It's very, very useful, but also extremely diverse, right? So like all kind of clothing, they're so different and they're supposed to be folded differently, or some are hanging, some are in your drawer, some are like vertical in your drawer, some should be horizontal in your drawer, and it's different size, different fabric. They fold differently. So that's a very complex problem, but a very fun one to work on. And I think also incredibly useful because if it's one thing at least I don't want to do, it's to fold clothes.
Can you explain where you get your data from to train your robots?
I can't give you the exact number, but as far as I know, it is the biggest data set on the planet for humanoid robots because we've had them for quite a while. But it's still very much in the small scale with respect to how we think about data and big models. And we're nowhere near the amount of data that led to, let's say, like the first ChatGPT moment, for example, right? What we have of data now is peanuts compared to that. And that's what our rollout of the product is going to be all about, right? To move from the low data into the proper at-scale data regime in robotics, and through that get to machine intelligence.
Will your robot also be a companion for its owners?
I think the companionship part of it is probably the most underrated. Like when you talk to a system like this, and it actually has proper body language, good intonation, and like a full, it's like looking at someone talking to you. There's magic there. This part is, I think, maybe I think it has the potential to be one of the most successful deployments of large-scale conversational agents. Like the way we interface with VLMs today is very clunky and not really like natural. And I do think systems like Neo will be a very, very natural interface to how we talk to and utilize AI in society. And this is going to be both for the digital part, but also for the physical, of course.
And final question, when will your robot go on sale?
I can't disclose that yet, but it's a lot sooner than people think.
People used to think robots would be soaring through space while humans stayed at home. But it seems there's also a future where robots take care of things at home while we humans explore the vastness of the universe. And if you're fascinated by space and have dreamed of being a part of a starship crew, I have great news for you. Star Trek Fleet Command. It's a game that will take you to the final frontier, full of excitement, challenges, and great discoveries. Imagine yourself as an aspiring commander, tasked with building your starbase and assembling a crew worthy of the Starfleet name. With each level, you'll delve deeper into the exciting world of space adventure. Feel the spirit of the fight. Learn to think strategically to become an equal among the legendary Star Trek captains. Moreover, only now there's an epic promotion for new players. Enter the game for 7 days straight and get daily rewards such as increasing your damage by 40% with the epic Romulan Captain Nero. The game is absolutely free, zero ads, only high quality content which is constantly updated. New missions, technologies, characters, all this is waiting for you. You can download the game on both mobile and PC so you can start at home and continue on the road. Follow the link in the description or scan the QR code to start your stellar journey. Command a fleet, explore the galaxy, and become a commander. The galaxy needs you. And that's not all. You can use the promo code CRUSHERS and get not one but two legendary officers, Beverly and Wesley Crusher, as well as the starship Jellyfish that unlocks once you reach level 18. But hurry, the promotion is till the end of January. The Humanoid Summit featured a number of insightful presentations, and one of the most compelling was from Nvidia's Jim Fan. This senior research scientist at Nvidia and head of their AI Agents initiative explained why humanoid robots are one of the most crucial technologies today. First, the global labor crisis is far more severe than most of us realize, and is only getting worse. The world economy is losing over $1.7 trillion, that's with a T, annually due to unfilled job positions alone. Secondly, Nvidia believes that solving the humanoid problem means solving all subsets of robotics, unlocking new possibilities for every form of automation. Fan also shared the core goal of Nvidia's Groot project. They envision Groot becoming the ChatGPT for robots, a universal control model that can be applied to countless scenarios and applications. A lot of attention at the exhibition was drawn to the Mirokai robot from Enchanted Tools, designed for healthcare and retail applications. Naturally, we sat down for an interview to learn more. Please tell us, how many robots do you currently have deployed and where are they working?
Yeah, we are just finishing the prototyping phase. So this is the first robot, this is the second one, and we will be delivering the first robots starting next year to hospitals. So we already did some experiment with them. I think we spent a lot of time with the Institute of Cancerology of Montpellier in France, where we helped them to treat children with disease or with cancer. So the robot was there to provide assistance for the children to fight their loneliness and their fear and stuff like that. But yeah, we have very few hospitals for the moment that have robots, and it will be more next year. Probably like 10 in France, probably.
And what kind of tasks can your robots perform?
It's the robot is designed to handle tasks such as meet and greet people, advise them, guide them into the facilities, so you can navigate with you to a location. You can also handle small logistic tasks like taking a tray with a plate from the kitchen to your room, something like that, or just welcoming you and entertaining people that are lonely or that are coming into the facility.
And what was the most challenging aspect when designing your robot?
That's a good question. There was a lot of challenging parts. I think it's about giving some life into the robot. Most of the robots are very machine-like, and we want to express the personality and the character of the robot. And for that, we spend a lot of time on what we call animal interaction. So everything that we do that is not language. So looking at you in the eyes, following your movement, mimicking, have some distinguishable features like the ears. There are small animals, humanoid animals like robots. So you can express a lot of emotion without talking, and that's kind of difficult to put everything into the robot to trigger at the right time, because you need to understand the environment, the situation, the people, what they are feeling to have a deep connection.
Did you develop the components yourself or use off-the-shelf parts?
Yes, but actually, as you can see, this one was a prototype. We took a lot of off-the-shelf components, so very limiting for the full experience. In this one, we have a lot of custom-made components, and so we can bring the capacity of the robot, the capabilities of the robot a step further. It's still not where we want to bring it, because there is a lot of difficult technical challenges to do with the compliance of the arms, the impedance control, everything around the robot. And we need better and better components, but each time we can do a little bit more. And there is still so much things to do, you know. And I think the best component, which is not hardware, is the AI inside, that we are using a lot of different closed source or open source AI, and they are evolving so fast that we can do a lot more stuff now than was possible in like 2 or 3 years ago.
And what are your goals for the future?
We are working a lot on autonomy right now, because we are developing separately the different part of the robot: navigation, manipulation, human interaction, and it is quite good at autonomy for interacting with people, but it will not choose, the robot at the moment will not choose to do a task on its own. You have to ask him. You can use your voice. He understands a lot of things. If you say, "I'm thirsty, can you go take the tray with the bottle of water in the kitchen?" He can do it, but he will not do it on his own. Just looking at you and say, "Okay, do you want water, for example, because it's hot?" And this is the kind of challenge that we want to do in the next step.
And finally, do you create your own AI?
Yeah, it depends on what kind of models. For like LLMs, for example, we are not developing our own LLM, but we are trying to have a custom data set for our tasks, and then fine-tuning the LLM or pruning them, or do the engineering around the LLM, because I mean, we cannot compete with OpenAI or Mistral or Gemini or Google on this kind of stuff. So we try to specialize our LLM to fit the character and fit the task that we want the robot to do.
Fourier Intelligence brought its mass-produced humanoid robot, the GR1, this year to the Humanoid Summit. The robot is designed primarily for rehabilitation, The elderly or patients recovering from surgery, for example, can grab the colored handles on its waist and stand up or walk with the robot's support. The GR1 is not just a super stylish walker though. The robot features an advanced vision system that is interestingly based not on an expensive LiDAR system, but on 6 RGB cameras. Images from the cameras are processed using several neural networks, creating a map of the surrounding space and identifying various objects. The GR1's vision algorithm consists of several steps. First, a top-down view is generated from camera images, which allows for more precise determination of object locations around the robot and their movement. This is done through a transformer model that analyzes the environment, identifies objects, and evaluates their shape, size, and trajectories. Based on this data, a 3D occupancy grid is built, helping the GR1 identify navigable and non-navigable zones, as well as detect moving cars and people in real time. Although it wasn't doing much at the event, mostly just hanging, literally, the robot's actually quite agile and capable of walking using its vision system. On top of that, Fourier Intelligence is also one of Nvidia's partners in developing the Groot project. Another company, Zenz, showcased its motion capture and AI tech for training humanoid robots. Motion capture is a critical method for teaching robots complex tasks, allowing machines to replicate human movement in real time. This technology is also used to generate training datasets for robots. Meanwhile, AI Life brought their humanoid robot Zoe to the Humanoid Summit this year. This gynoid, which is an android of a female format, is designed for the entertainment industry and has already made appearances at Warner Brothers' Batman's birthday event, the ESPY Awards ceremony, a fashion show in Los Angeles, and the Robo Chat with Anush and Zoe podcast. AI Life made it clear that expanding the scope of applications for their social robot into healthcare and education is in the works. Stay tuned. Another standout at HS this year was the G1 robot from Unitary Robotics. It was presented at the exhibition by their US partner, Tobor Life. And since we could, we asked them a few questions. Please tell us, what are your best-selling products?
Sure. Our most popular robots are, one is the go-to robot dog, which we sell a lot of. It's been Unitary's #1 product for some time, and it's been out for years. Unitary is #1 in robot dogs. We're with Tobor Life, which is the U.S. North American master distributor for Unitary. And we recently started selling this G1 robot. The G1 has become the most popular product overnight. It's a humanoid robot. It sells for between $25,000 and $65,000, depending on the configuration. There's nothing else like it. It's a full walking, talking, moving robot that people are getting, to companies and programmers are getting to develop different applications on right now.
And what applications for robots are currently in demand?
Some of the applications are walking around and inspecting things. Like, for example, in penitentiaries, there's wellness checks, or hospitals, there's wellness checks. The robot can go around and make sure everybody's where they should be and everything's okay. It can do security, patrol with face recognition. It can greet people upon, like in a hospitality situation, because again, it can recognize who you are. It's good for inspections, so it can go and follow around and do inspections of work and make sure, again, nothing is awry. So mostly inspections and security patrol applications.
And what about other applications that'll appear in the future?
It's going to be unlimited. It's just like the early days when computers first came out, and it's like, well, what can a computer do? It can't do anything, right? Now, like, okay, you know, we have several on us at all times.
Do you rely solely on third-party developers?
We are, but we're also developing. Tobor Life is a software developer for Unitary. We only develop for Unitary products, and we're making several applications. One for the home, which I can't get into, but it's going to be tremendously helpful in the home. Again, I can't get too much into that. And then others for industry. For security patrols is our #1 application right now, which would go around and just be able to patrol an outside and inside area for security.
And when are you planning to release your own applications?
Yeah, around mid next year, we'll have our application out. It's called Robot Harness, and it will allow the robots to do lots of things independently. Right now, we sell the hardware, but mostly to developers that are developing their own solutions or large companies that have departments to do it. But we'll be launching our software around June. And then, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to explode.
And please tell us, what are the most exciting projects being implemented with your robot right now?
You know, I mean, I think just the robot to be able to act autonomously, and it's starting out in very narrow, specific situations and broadening. So, you know, first the robot will learn its environment, then that'll expand. So the skill sets are developing, but we're in very early stages. But we're on the road to getting what we all seen in movies for many years.
What do you think? How do people react to robots?
I can just tell you what I observe from people, and like for robot dogs, people always want to pet it or like say hi to it, treat it like an animal. I always thought that was kind of, you know, funny because they don't want to do that to a phone. But then I find myself very much with G1 here. I kind of like G1, so like I'm on board now with that. So he's my buddy.
And how stable is the robot?
But, he won't fall over.
And finally, what is the demand for robots today and what's ahead?
We started earlier this year. This is the fastest ramp up of any business I've started. I've had 7 startups before this. This one's going the fastest. We're, I can't really get into the numbers, but we're way ahead of schedule in terms of our revenues and our growth. We're going to be opening up a Silicon Valley robot showroom in February in Mountain View. We're very excited about that, where we're going to have access so anybody can come in and learn about the robotics. And then we're also developing a research lab in our facility too. This is our CTO, Daniel Albert.
Also spotted at the summit was Hector, a robot being developed by engineers at the Dynamic Robotics and Control Lab at the University of Southern California. This time, Hector was sporting sneakers, although it was recently conquering the Mojave Desert in flip-flops. Hector serves as a demo of new control algorithms for the movement of humanoid robots currently developed in the lab. Hector serves as a demo of new control algorithms for the movement of humanoid robots currently developed in the lab. The research focuses on creating extremely flexible and reliable locomotion systems for dynamic robotics. There were even robot comedians at the exhibition, but they seemed pretty depressing. Perhaps it's because their appearance and conversational style didn't quite resonate with the audience. Oh well, better luck next time. And in an unexpected turn of events, we bumped into Matic Robots. They make automated vacuum cleaners. The creators see their product more as a Wall-E than a Roomba, and say they dedicate a significant amount of time to researching robot-human interaction. The company states it specializes in advanced automation solutions, pushing the boundaries of humanoid robotics and intelligent systems. There's more, but we're out of time, so let us know in the comments which robot caught your eye and where would you put it to use. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel, like our videos, and check out our Instagram for more from the world of high tech.